Hey, my friends, it's Denise Walsh here. Welcome to the free noon training, all about how to get unstuck and unstoppable in the next 90 days. I'm going to go ahead and make sure I'm live on all platforms. Be sure if you are listening live or if you're a part of the replay, put hashtag replay. Let me know where you are listening from. And I'd love to hear a bit about why you are here. We'll go through this during the training as well. But I want to know, are you somebody who knows what you want? You just don't know how to go get it? Are you somebody who feels stuck and insecure, or maybe like one step forward, two steps back, all of which are like totally a part of the growth process. And so we'll talk through that here. All right, and off we go. I'm going to share my screen here, and we will dive right in. All right. So 3 steps to getting unstuck and unstoppable in the next 90 days. Who is ready for that? I don't know about you, but I've had times in my life where I knew I was ready for my next step. Like sometimes I felt like I was in a straight jacket. Like I know this isn't it. I know I'm ready for my next step. I was in the midst of the pivot, but I didn't really know what that meant. I didn't really know where to go. I had felt confusion about what I wanted. I didn't know what I wanted. I just knew I didn't want to be here anymore. And so you're probably here because you're in a similar state. You're ready for your next growth step. You're ready to bust through your own personal glass ceiling, step up in life and in business. But there might be some confusion. Maybe you keep saying you want something different, but you don't have a clear roadmap for how to make that happen. If that's you, you are in the right place. In today's training, we're going to talk a bit about self-sabotage and why it's not your fault. 3 reasons why we self-sabotage or stay stuck, and 3 things that we can do today to gain clarity and finally finish what you started. So today I'm going to support you by giving you clear steps to help you get unstuck and taking action, the action you've wanted to take for years. And be sure to stay till the end for a very special bonus that's only available to you over the next few days. All right. So for those that don't know me, my name is Denise. This is my family. My husband, Brandon, and I have been married since 2005. We've got 2 little boys who are now, 10 and 13. So totally need to update this picture. But the funny thing about our boys is we had to do IVF for our kiddos. And so when Owen came out with red hair, I thought, what, did they switch us with another family in the waiting room that day? And then I found out that has actually happened before, and it was no longer a funny joke. Needless to say, when Eli came out with red hair, we thought, all right, recessive Irish genes for the win. But if you're anything like me, then you know that you want to live a life that you love, right? You're not here because you're succumb to a life you have to have. You are here because you have that innate desire to live a life that you love in all areas of your life. Family, finances, health, hobbies, business, career, giving back, friendships. You want it all. And you believe that you can be a 10 out of 10. And so maybe your dream board has looked like this in the past. You are debt-free, you are traveling, you've got community, your health, a strong relationship, you feel connected and peaceful, you're growing your business or your career is totally on track. Life feels good. How many of you have had a dream board like this in the past? Yes, exactly. And so, but what can happen is if our dream board has this vision of our future that we're excited about, what happens when life gets hard? When it's maybe not as easy as 1, 2, 3, and we feel like those things we desire are not happening, or maybe we're not doing it, or maybe we continue to sabotage our efforts again and again and again, taking us in a direction we really don't want. Well, today we are here to kick that to the curb. Self-sabotage is saying you want something and then doing something different. It's basically like having this dream board that you say that you're looking to create, but then there's things that are blocking it. It's not always easy to create XYZ. And so you feel like you keep like slinking back to what is normal, you're second guessing, and you're sabotaging your efforts. How many of you have ever been, I don't know, you like a self-proclaimed procrastinator, perfectionist? Maybe you've got self-doubt or second guessing, indecisiveness. These are examples of what self-sabotage can really look like. One step forward, two steps back. And so today, I'm going to share with you that it doesn't have to be hard to create a life that you love. So let's start with a place that I like to call here. Here is where you are now, most likely, right? You're like, I'm at this place. It's fine. It's not great. I don't love it. And on a scale of 1 to 10, maybe you rate it a 4 or a 6. You're like, it's fine. But I don't really want to be here anymore. I'm on a growth journey. I want to go there, which is a personal vision of your future that produces passion. There is something that gets you excited. It gets you, you're revved up. You're in the zone, right? You know that you're doing what you love. You're created to do it. And it just feels totally in alignment. But what stops us from going from here to there? Any ideas? Yeah. Life. Life totally stops us. We don't have energy at the end of the day. We're exhausted. We don't have clarity. We don't know what we want. We don't know the roadmap, right? So maybe you do know what you want, but you don't really know how to get it. And so comparison games, focus, the squirrel mentality. Maybe there's relationship strife. And so you're living on eggshells, and it's really hard to live in the world of dreams if you're living in the world of drama. And so life, my friends, can get in the way. And if we're not careful, we'll take a few steps forward and then whoop back to what we understand because it's comfortable, right? Like even if we don't like it, we at least know what to expect. And so we stay in a place that I call here for far too long. So there's a few things that we get to do within my 12-week program, 90-day U-turn, that will help us on this journey. But we're going to specifically talk about today is leveling up our here. So a couple things that we get to do on this 12-week journey is we get to paint a picture, like figure out what we want, right? Figure out. Danielle said that part. Yeah, exactly. Yeah, life. So we get to figure out our vision of our future that gets us excited. Step 1 is knowing where we're going, right? So part of the process is gaining clarity for what it is that you want. But we also get to learn skills for navigating the journey because life's going to happen. It's just part of life. Life's going to happen. And so we want to navigate skills or learn skills to navigate the journey. So we're not like all on this roller coaster ride. And then finally, what we're going to focus on today is leveling up our here. Here is basically what I deem like normal. And so what if your normal was drinking a gallon of water a day? What if your normal was journaling every morning? What if it was normal to get 45 minutes of walking in? Like what if your normal was taking you in a direction that you desire? So when you snap back to normal, it's not always taking you off course. Wouldn't that be great? Okay, so there's 3 reasons why we stay stuck. And this is where I'll need your participation. So put an A in the comments if you don't know what you want. Like step 1, we don't know what we want. Again, this is where I said to a lot of people will say, all I know is I don't want to be here anymore, but I don't really know what I want next. Or number 2, we don't believe that it's possible. So it's only good for those lucky people. And then step 3, we don't have the roadmap for actually knowing how to go create it. So if you feel like one of the reasons you're spinning your wheels right now is A, put A, B, put B, C, put C, I'd love to hear. So Tammy said A. Okay, so don't even know what you want. Like clarity, step 1. Absolutely. Okay, perfect. Everyone else put it in the comments too, so I can see. I'd love to hear a bit more about where you feel like you're personally struggling. But it's not your fault. It's not your fault. And okay, so Dorothy said C. Tammy says A, B, C. Danielle says B, but I know it's possible, just not for me. Okay, perfect. I mean, that's really good information, Danielle, right? Because then we're able to B or C. Hey, Macy, welcome, welcome. Okay, so it's not your fault. And the reality is that over the course of your lifetime, you have created some neural pathways in your physiology, your nervous system, and in your automatic thinking. And when we can level up that physiology and in our level of thinking, our automatic thoughts, we can actually put an easy button to success, because success will then become our normal. And right now, what happens is we step outside our comfort zone, we're doing something different, fear pops up, and we shrink back to what we know and what we understand. So, what if we shift our comfort zone? What if we grow our nervous system, shift our nervous system out of fight or flight mode into rest and digest, and align our automatic thinking? The easy button is then applied, and success is possible. Now, I often say that I got my spark back in my college days when I was a youth camp counselor. And this is why I got into the field of psychology, to be honest. I was working in a camp for 4 summers, 2 summers in Asheville, North Carolina, and then 2 summers here right outside New York. And we would bus inner city foster kids from the city to camp and spend weeks with them. They would like stay for a session, go home, come back. And so we got to know them pretty well over the course of the summer. And it was here that my spark was lit. Why? Because I saw their spark lit. These kids came to camp feeling forgotten, head down, guard up. And through our time together, they started to blossom. And I saw them start to stand tall, and, their walls come down. And I said to myself, this is what I'm supposed to do. I'm supposed to know how awesome people are. Like, I'm supposed to see them 3 steps ahead of where they are now and help them see it too. And I'd love to hear from you on a time where maybe you felt sparked, because we want to use that spark, that innate joy, that innate connection, like this is it, as we gain clarity through the rest of this program. So think about a time when you felt sparked, where you loved what you were doing, whether you were doing music or working out or playing games or with your family or building houses. Like, what was it that lights your soul on fire? And so for me, I then got my master's in clinical psychology, got my first job at a local community mental health. And it was here that spark started to wane. And again, I think we've all had this, right? Whether it's we've been at our job for a long, long time, or we're just a bit bored or burnt out, or maybe, we're taking a look back and going, I've spent, we're just disenfranchised, I guess. Maybe the hope is sucked out of us a little bit. Because for me, I was realizing I was working with policy, paperwork, and procedure more than I truly was with people. And I got burnt out. I went through what I call my quarter life crisis, where I thought to myself, do I want to be here for the next 30 years? But I didn't know what else to do. We've been in school for so long. They tell us what to do for our whole lives, and we get to be these adult years, and now we have to make our own decisions. And so I was at this crossroads, and it was with the path that I'm going to share with you today that I was able to step out of that feeling of stuck and actually create a life that I love. I've been in network marketing. I was a leader for 15 years on a network marketing team. I've had the chance to work with Jack Canfield and John Maxwell, do bodybuilding competitions. I'm a self-sabotage coach, and now I'm a dream life coach, teaching and supporting other coaches in learning this methodology so they can better coach themselves. So today I'm going to take you through that exact methodology that I share with my clients and my coaches, not only for them to personally get out of stuckness and create an unstoppable life, like catapult themselves out, right? Because they're now free and moving, but also for coaches who want to utilize this content with their own clients. And step 1 is head. So head is all about clarity and mindset. If we don't know what we want, how can we go get it, right? And so with this area of life, or this area of the pathway, the dream life pathway, we work to gain clarity. We want to gain clarity for what you want next. And there's 2 pieces to this puzzle. One is what we want in years, right? And another is what we want first. And so we talk about both of those things. What do I want long term? But what do I want now? And so you can see, even in just um, some receipts, as they say, some examples of how the content is a game changer. Your content changed my life and empowered me to make a decision that has impacted my life in such a profound way. My anxiety of 2+ years has just been lifted off my shoulders. This is the solution I've been looking for. I'm so appreciative of what you do. I'm day one in making my schedule, and I can't believe I'm already going for it. This is a program everybody needs. And I think no matter where you are in your life, we need these exercises and this focus to several times, like every year, every 6 months. Like, we're always growing and changing, and we want to learn these skills and come back to this content again and again and again. And so in the clarity space, we ask, what are your strengths? Like, what are you really good at? What do you really want? What is your life purpose statement? What is your focus? What are the things that come naturally to you? What are the things that you would do and it doesn't feel like work, right? Those are the things that we want to really discover about who you are and what you want, so you can then create a plan surrounding it. Now, Dorothy says that she has experienced that like Zen flow on the praise team. Yeah, awesome. That's interesting information, right? So then you wonder, how can I add more of this into my life and into my everyday to keep that spark alive? So my question to you is, what do you want? If you're taking a look ahead, we want to think 5 years, 3 years, what do I want my life to look like? But then we also want to bring it into like a like a magnifying glass. Like, what do you want now? And so a couple different exercise to consider in terms of the clarity work is, what do I want my family to look like? What do I want my health to look like? What do I want my business to look like? What would my ideal day be? Like, what do I really want? And I know for me, when I was kind of stuck in that pivot of staying in the job I didn't really like, what I first did is I asked everybody around me. Have you ever done this? Put that to me in the comments. I asked everybody around me what I should do. Should I get this job? Should I go for this? Should I try something new? What should I do? And I kind of defaulted to their expertise and wisdom, because that's what I had been trained to do for my whole life, was like have adults tell me what to do. But it wasn't until I asked myself, what do I want to do? How do I want to spend my time? What type of person do I want to work with? What type of system do I want to work within? What do I want to be teaching? You know, those types of introspective questions, that the how showed up for me. And as you'll hear me say again and again and again, when you're in Dream Life Pathway alignment, the how shows up. And so this first question to ask yourself and then to answer is, what do you really want? What do you want life to look like? Siobhan said that the 90-day challenge has helped her form and stick to long-term habits that continue to serve her. Shauna says she highly recommends 90-Day U-Turn. I've learned to believe in myself more than ever. When I felt like I'm doubting, I revisit the tips I learned. Yeah, the skills that you learn within this program are not just going to help you gain clarity now. They're going to actually teach you skills that you can use like for years to come. Amy says, not only was it life-changing, but it woke me up. My spark is on fire. I'm pushing through boundaries that I was scared to do before. This was life-changing. I cannot wait to do it again. Action is taken. I've written 3 poems, 4 chapters, like I'm pouring out and loving every minute of it. It's amazing what can happen, which is why I say, when we're unblocked, when we're in Dream Life Pathway alignment, like it catapults you, right? You gain that clarity and you're connected to that excitement, which leads us to the second phase of the Dream Life Pathway, heart. Now, some of you said that you didn't believe that it was possible for you. This is where we get into the heart space of the pathway, where we talk, number one, we build that belief that it is possible, but yet we also release those emotional triggers that have been holding you back, and any of those limiting beliefs that have been tying you to the person you used to be. And what we want to do here is we want to tie you to the person you are 3 steps ahead of now. So we want to speak life into that person by building that inner strength, building that belief, but also releasing the things that have been holding you back, because they're there for a reason. If it were easy, you already would have done it. right? And what we're thinking about impacts us. And so I call this kind of like the heavy heart versus the light as a feather heart. And a heavy heart is someone who's potentially anxious, maybe depressed, second guessing, insecure, potentially is like emotionally triggered. It doesn't take much for someone to blow. Low capacity for stress, meaning like I'm already at an 8. Like it doesn't take long for me to like get into freak out mode, right? Maybe ruminating on the past, things like I wish. Those are I wish that happened. I wish this happened, and that kind of thing can be a sign that you're living with a heavy heart. And then even difficulty making decisions because you feel like it could be wrong, and then you're second guessing that decision and going back on it. And then again, you continue to feel like you are wishy-washy, insecure, going nowhere. And so that's what we want to release. In this heart space, we build that inner strength, we build that vision and that belief, but then we also heal through any of the triggers that are keeping you stuck. And so when you're open-hearted or light as a feather, as I like to say, you feel a bit more secure, you're future focused, you're utilizing your imagination to focus on what you want versus that I wish, I fear, staying in that fear-based mentality. And because of that, you're creative and you're a bit decisive because you know it's not the end of the world. Like no decision is the end of the world, right? And so you can try it. If you don't like it, you can shift, you can change, you can pivot, you can move. Like you are in action mode, knowing that it's all going to be okay. And you've got the emotional capacity to handle the stress that life comes at you. So in that big line, right, when life happens, you're not getting derailed. You're keeping your vision strong and you've got the skills to navigate through life much more easily. So I'm going to take you through a quick exercise here to demonstrate just how our body follows our mind, which is why clarity is key, which is why we want to emotionally connect to what it is that we want. So we see ourselves 3 steps ahead of where we are now. So if you are not driving, I'd love for you to close your eyes, just put your feet on the floor, relax your shoulders. And I'm going to take you through this just 2-minute visualization to spark this or connect this lesson, I guess, to make it tangible. So, all right, close your eyes for me. Take a big deep breath. In through the nose, out through the mouth. We're just slowing our thoughts down. Slowing our thoughts down. And what I want you to imagine, you are coming home, you open the door, and you walk into your very clean and relaxing kitchen. You look around the kitchen, you notice that it's clean, it smells good, it's vibrant. You notice that there's freshly baked cookies on the oven. You notice that the window above your sink is open and there's a slight warm breeze coming in. And as you look on the countertop, you notice that there is a cutting board with a lemon on it. And so you walk over to it, and you notice there's a knife right next to the lemon. You first pick up the lemon and notice the rough edges. You put it back down and you pick up the knife in your dominant hand and you cut the lemon in half. You pick up that half of lemon and some lemon juice falls down your hand. You smell it. You put it back down, flat side on the ground, and you are on the cutting board, and you take your knife in your dominant hand and you cut it in the middle again. You now have a quarter of a lemon. You see some lemon seeds have fallen onto the cutting board. There's some dripping lemon on your hand. And when I say 3, you take a big bite of the lemon. 1, 2, 3. Woo! How many of you felt like some sourness in your throat? And this is just an example, you guys, of the fact that what we imagine our body feels and responds to. And so oftentimes when we are not building or when we're living in that fear state where we're insecure, we don't really know what we want, we're second guessing, we're living in the emotions and the imagination of nothing's going to work out. I don't, we're going down that rabbit hole. And guess what? Our body feels it. But what if we started seeing ourselves 3 steps ahead? We started believing that it was possible. How much confidence could be gained, and how much more would you take, like, imagine yourself experiencing success? How would that impact any anxiety, depression within your body? So Penny says, I've gained so much confidence that has helped me at work and in life. I make decisions that I believe in and stand up for. Stacy said, I've learned to love and believe in myself again. Amen. Aaron, I was at my absolute rock bottom, and now I actually feel joyful on my path. Betsy, oh my gosh, you have no idea how much I needed this. What a wake-up call. Laura says, there needs to be more people like you in this world. I'm super excited. Let's see. You have no idea how much these exercises impacted me. I was number 1 enrollee for the weekend, number 4, because it's like when you take action with this clear-heartedness, with this open-heartedness, the how starts to show up for you. And so this leads me to step 3 in the Dream Life Pathway, essential step 3 to becoming unstuck and unstoppable, taking inspired action. But here's the deal, you guys. If you don't really know what you want and you don't really believe that it's possible, taking action isn't going to be all that helpful. It might help you figure it out maybe, but I can tell you, when you're doing the action with this high belief and high clarity, this is when the magic happens. Doing the action with low belief and like, this isn't going to work anyway, attitude will show in the action that you take. However, when you are in Dream Life Pathway alignment, head, heart, feet, you know what you want, you believe it's possible, and you know how to go get it, this is when the magic happens, my friends. And so taking empowered action means you've got control of your calendar. You know where your time is going, and you're spending time doing things that are taking you where you want to go. Now, we have a whole workshop about time management, how to prioritize, delegate, because maybe you're doing too much, right? And how to put the things back on your calendar that are taking you where you want to go. But in reality, the idea here is that you know that what you're doing is taking you in the direction of your dreams. And then there's massive accountability, because if it were easy, you would already be there. But in a community of people, when you are saying you want something and then they're asking you, how's it going? Like, guess what, guys? You will get way more done, way more done, because there's a community of people who are supporting your journey. And so with that being said, I want to teach you the Dream Life Pathway alignment, head, heart, feet. And you are officially invited to step into the next round of 90-day U-Turn, which is my 12-week signature program for overcoming self-sabotage, getting unstuck, and becoming unstoppable in the next 90 days with tried and true exercises to help you gain clarity, build that belief, and the accountability and roadmap for actually getting things done in your life that are taking you where you want to go. And so the Dream Life Pathway and 90-day U-Turn combines clinical psychology, like traditional clinical psychology skills, cognitive behavioral, motivational interviewing, all these types of things that are clinically based, and new practices such as the success principles, quantum physics, universal laws, neurolinguistic programming. Both of those are like combined, right, in a really unique way to help take you on the journey. And so within 90-day U-Turn, you get 12 powerful weeks of training. You get a video that you get to watch of transformational content, but you also get a PDF workbook that you get to write your own stuff down. Guys, if it were all just about listening to a video, we would already be there. So it's about the training, but it's also about introspection and writing about your own life. And then we meet once a week to talk through those exercises so you can get feedback from others. So you have the opportunity to say it out loud. All of those are growth focused activities that absolutely change you from the inside out. We've got daily challenges. You have one-on-one texting with me, and then you also meet with a Dream Life support coach, which is really fun because it can take that weekly content even a bit deeper. You get access to all the training and workbooks, weekly affirmation wallpaper, and then we do a transformation prize at the end. Patty says, I am in. Nothing can stop me. Absolutely. And it's happening, right? It's happening. I want to show you that this program, for anybody who has felt unstuck or felt stuck, like they're in the midst of a pivot, or they are looking for what to do next, or maybe they know what they want, but something is blocking them from actually getting there. This program has been amazing. I have clarity, love looking to the future instead of feeling like I'm healing the past, and I can move forward with what I want to do. Absolutely. Honestly, I don't think I would have made much progress without you and Jess. I thought my goals would be to manifest physically, but instead they manifested in my brain. I had no idea how many thought traps and opportunities I've been missing to hack my brain. A whole new toolkit. I took 90-day U-turn, and not to be dramatic, but it changed my life literally. Saying yes to the program has been the best decision. Stephanie made $8,000 after we did a retreat together, and she learned these skills. And at the end of the day, the skills that you learn here are going to be skills that will not only pivot you in the next 90 days and take you in a completely new direction, but they're skills that you can continue to revisit, to come back to teach your kids, to teach your team. This is one of the reasons why I was so successful in my network marketing career, is because I taught my team these skills. And did these exercises with them, and I helped them to unblock as well. So the question I have to ask you now is, where do you want to be in the next year, right? Do you want to be in the same place, spinning your wheels, insecure, second guessing, feeling anxious, uncertain? Or do you want to learn the skills needed, the dream life pathway exercises that are going to take you in the direction where you want to go? My friends, it is your turn. And so the doors to 90-day U-turn are now officially open. You can go to this website, 90-day U-turn, or you can message me, my turn, and I will send you the link directly, and we can chit chat if you've got any questions. Our next round, I believe it's September 25th. It is a Wednesday. Yeah. September 25th at 8:30 p.m. is when the next round is going to start. And so you have the opportunity to be a part of this super fun, collaborative community, growth focused space where not only are you going to get unstuck, but you'll be able to teach those around you these exercises as well. So I'll put the link here in the comments, so you can go ahead and check it out. There's a payment plan option. There's a pay in full benefit if that's interesting to you. But let this be your year. In fact, let's end this year so clear that you head into 2025 with a new vision and a new spark that's sustaining. Let me know if you've got any questions, you guys, but I'd love to welcome you into our next cohort. And the time to get started is now. Have an awesome, awesome day, you guys, and we'll see you next time.